Hi pals, welcome back to another video. Today's view might seem a little different because we are on a beach, but not just any beach. We are on the beach of my main valley. This one I've had for almost 2 years now, so it's completely unlocked. And this is my Dazzle beach. I'm going to give you a quick tour because today we're going to be renoing it and tearing it all down. This is my cute little beach reno outfit. So we're going to start over here by the Glade of Trust. I have this little dining area. I've got the Harryhausen's little thing. So this is like where you would get your food cooked, your fresh seafood cooked for you. There's a dining spot, there's a bar, lots of tables. And then one of the reasons I want to redo my beach is because it's very cluttered. There's a lot going on, and so I kind of just want to redo parts of it. It's really hard to get to the shore in some areas because there's so much going on. I have to be strategic about like what paths I use, but then usually those paths get blocked by night thorns like this. I do want to keep Ariel's castle where it is. I like that when you're up here in the peaceful meadow, you can just look down and see the castle on your way down. And I do like having Eric's statue pointing at it. I think it's a really cute way to just honor the couple. So maybe we'll keep that. Oh, I have this memory sitting out, and the reason I have this memory sitting out is because of the star path. But for right now, we'll pick it up. It may be hard today while decorating my valley because I do have a lot of cleaning up around my valley that I have to do, and because I play on the Switch fairly often, I have the item count limit. So there are a few items that are like strewn about my valley that are taking up some of the item limit counts. So we will have to fix that. Over here I have Stitch's house. We've got a wagon out front and some beach chairs to look out and some surfboards. I'm not keeping anything in front of Skulls Rock because I'm just going to wait until, we get that unlocked in the coming year. But I have more of a surfing station set up over here. There's some hammocks to lay on, to lounge on, some more beach chairs. I have some canoes sitting right here. I'm going to keep Maui's house where it is as well. I feel like it does kind of blend in, and I just don't really, care too much about it. So over here we have yet another seating area. There's some lounging beds over here, some more surfboards. I've got Moana's boat, and then again we have another bar area. This one's supposed to be more like a kitchen, so I've got a little radio here for people to listen to, a little pit to cook on. Stitch's book is supposed to be like a recipe book, and then I've got these picnic tables. So as you can see, it's pretty decked out. The last thing we have is this little walkway into Moana's house. I've got one of her bedrolls to the side, and then back behind here was my beach gardening area. And then we have our pillars on either side leading up to the mystical cave, or whatever the cave's called. Oh, and we have Eric's huge castle right here too. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. Honestly, I might put it on an island, or maybe I'll put it over by Skulls Rock, just because we just don't really have a lot of space. But that's what my valley looks like now. I'm kind of just preserving it in time because right now we're going to go into build mode and delete absolutely everything. So let's get started. So I'm recording this audio after the fact. Right now we're just getting rid of all the stuff that was in our previous Dazzle beach. And I'm thinking I had decided for this next rendition of the Dazzle beach that we'd have less seating and dining areas. I think it just got way too cluttered having two. And And so I'm hoping, you know, still to kind of keep this surfboard very like natural vibe for this half of the beach, but to make it just less cluttered and a little bit less resort like and more just natural, like what you would see if you went down to Florida, you know. And speaking of going down to Florida, I actually have only gone to Florida 2 times. Once I went to go to one day at Magic Kingdom and another day at Universal Studios, and then we spent the rest of our time in St. Pete on the beach. Loved St. Pete. Oh, I lied. I've been to Florida 3 times. The second time was a girls' family trip. It was great. We went to Alabama and then through Florida, then to Louisiana, to New Orleans, which was lovely. I really loved New Orleans. And then I've been to St. Pete to lounge on the beach after an eventful senior year. We're taking a pause right now just to clean up some clutter that's on the beach so that I can have a lower item count when I decorate. But I'm taking a new trip to Florida this coming week, actually. I don't know when this video is going to be posted, but I'm gonna go to a really long trip at Disney that I was invited along on by some very generous people. It's gonna be crazy. We're gonna stay on property. We're gonna go to, you know, all 4 parks. I'm just really excited to go to Disney World. So, especially because of this game, I'm excited to see how much pieces of this game, like especially the build items from the day at Disney Star Path or the park Star Path, like how much more those things will mean to me now. Like having gone on a recent Disney trip and like going on all the rides, I'm sure it'll be more exciting to see them in my valley after this trip. But all of that is to say that I've been to the beach a couple of times, not a ton, but my favorite part of the beach is lounging in the water and the waves. That's my favorite part. Tell me in the comments what yours is. I've never done surfing or scuba diving or any of those like excursions or activities, but also apologies for my dryer in the background. It's causing some noise. And then I don't know if you can hear, but my dog is sniffing me and giving me kisses right now. She doesn't really understand the concept of recording. So hopefully none of that gets picked up. Oh, just Flynn and Pumbaa standing on my beach while I'm trying to clean. I just unlocked Dazzle Beach in my other valley that my Let's Play is through. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. But it is so frustrating right now in that save because I don't have Maui yet. And I haven't done any of the quests, obviously, so I can't get rid of those like coral rocks that have all the sand in them. But we'll get there eventually. But yeah, if you want to see a Let's Play of Disney Dreamlight Valley from the beginning, I have that on this channel. I'm sure it'll be advertised at the end, but yeah, that's something I'm starting. I have 3 episodes out already. I'm probably gonna record my next one here soon, but I wanted to get this video out. I think it's nice to show what I've been doing in my main valley. Yeah. Suki, you want to take the mic? That's my dog's name, Suki. You want to take the mic? Oh, she's scared of the mic. No Suki. No Suki as today's co-host. How are you guys doing on the Star Path? I know a ton of people are finished. I am not one of those people. I'm still trying to get the bonus rewards. I've got all the main ones collected. But I'm just so tired of it already. And I bought the Star Path with the Moonstones on my new valley. So somehow I'm gonna have to try and get everything that I possibly can. Although this Star Path isn't really suited for new players, which is fine when you've been playing for a while, but when I literally just started that save and I don't even have Remy's restaurant yet, it can be very overwhelming. Right now you can see that I'm struggling to just find somewhere to put Eric's castle. I was toying around with the idea of putting it on a floating island. I was toying with the idea of putting all of the houses on a floating island while I was building, just to get them out of the way. Now I'm actually starting to decorate. So I chose to filter by Lilo and Stitch, Moana, and Little Mermaid, because I was thinking in this area to kind of do that bioluminescent, glitzy, like bright, coral kind of vibe, so it would match Ariel's castle. Let's Play K, another content creator for Disney Dreamlight Valley, has described Ariel's castle as like Las Vegas-y, and I think because it's just so bright and shiny and colorful, and so I'm kind of trying to go for that vibe and make it just like a nice loungy, bright, lit area on this side. So the other side is going to be a lot more like natural, beachy, but this side is going to be more of that coral, bright stuff, which would honestly be like way more suited to underwater, I think. But you know, we have the build items and they are very pretty. So I was really struggling with the idea of where to put Ursula's stage. I didn't even know if I wanted it for a minute. It was in my old beach, but it took up a lot of space where it was, and it covered my rock spots. So this time, while it is in front of the rock spot, I definitely wanted to make sure that it wasn't too covered and that I could still get to it. And I think, like right now, you can tell that I'm trying to leave a lot of space for moving around, but I'm still trying to fill it with foliage and make it not so, it's just hard. I don't want to, it's like blending. I want to kind of blend the items. They just look so out of place on sand and like the natural rock that's already there. And so I'm trying to use the foliage, like the coral fern things, to kind of make it look more natural. And I'm just trying to make it not seem like so out of the blue. We use that pathing for most of the beach. I did get rid of Eric. I know I said I was going to keep him over here, but I ended up just thinking that Eric and that stuff, it looked too much of the other aesthetic, the more stony, natural, I almost want to say like actual like town or village or like civilization aesthetic, when this is all very coral and underwater. It's like a more magical aesthetic. And so I didn't feel like those two mixed. So Eric is not going to be over here. Here I'm continuing to try and blend, you know, the natural sandy environment. Playing around with this Dreamlight fountain, I like that it matches the rock path and the fire kind of, I just think it's nice to have fire on the beach. It's kind of like tiki. Now I'm playing at a different time of day, obviously, so it's a lot darker. But it's honestly nice because then I can see the lights coming from the bioluminescent foliage. So I'm playing around with the idea of putting those coral lounges around the fountain. And the bioluminescent flowers from Eternity Isle because they match everything else. I really like how it looks at night. I think it's super pretty, especially with Eve's ship in the background. I think it just all kind of goes together. Yeah, I'm still toying with the idea of how much of the greenery, the natural greenery I should include, and how much of the, you know, bright other stuff. And so I'm kind of trying to blend again, but this time blending in the natural green shrubs that are already there with some more palm trees, and to make it more of an extension of the rest of the beach so it doesn't look so out of place. Sometimes I like putting little paths to my rock spots because I think it looks kind of nice, like you would be walking a lot in that area, and so it kind of makes it keeps the area from looking really plain, and it also, you know, just makes a lot of sense. Like in a village, if you were going to one place really often, you'd probably have your own path there, and I like that it's a break from the natural stone. I loved being able to use the beach grass. I've really tried to use the beach grass in other biomes, and I just don't feel like it works as well. I think I changed this path up a little bit. It kind of looks blocky to me right now. I think with the tree it looks better, and taking out some of the stones it looks a little better. But at first it looked really blocky and I thought it was a little too much. But now I think it looks really good. I like that area a lot. And so that area is done. We're moving over to this little, not peninsula, but it's kind, I mean, it just juts out a bit. I'm just moving things around. Putting my ancient vacuum next to the like ancient cave because the blues are similar, and so I think it looks more natural there. So right now I'm kind of making a market space where Moana's ship goes and Goofy's stall goes. And then as you can see right now, I'm moving my trees together. I really like having my gardening areas, not everything in one spot, because I like keeping some things to their biomes. I like having a reason to go to each biome when I'm foraging. But I like having them together, and so I'm playing around with this like garden idea where you'd walk through and sit and look at the stones, like it's a public garden, and you would just go there to relax. And so then there's this rock pool across from it. I don't really understand, I don't love the idea of having a pool on a beach because it just doesn't make the most sense to me. Like, we already have a lot of water, but I think it looks really nice. The colors look good with the trees, the banana trees. Now I'm starting to put that sort of classic surfboard, ice cream cart area together. And just pick out the items that I know I'm going to want to use. You guys will have to let me know in the comments what other biomes you'd like to see me build in, or if you'd like to see a valley tour for my other biomes, but also what you put in your valley, in your Dazzle Beach. I'm getting out the tiki torches. I'm also kind of just trying to see how many items I can place without going over my item limit. At this point, it's really far down and I have a lot of room to play with, which is nice. But I am trying to save room for when I decorate other biomes, so I don't want to like go too extravagant with how many items I put down. Right now, I'm trying to figure out how I can actually plant seeds in my garden area and still have it look nice and intentional, and like how much room I can get while having walking space. So right now I'm trying to kind of create borders with trees because I don't want it to be all fenced in. Now it is a new day and I'm actually starting to dig so that I can map out the space before I put down the fencing. I love that turtle companion. I almost never use it, but it is really pretty. And I liked having it for this video. And my little beach outfit. My little beach reno outfit. Going back in with some pathing. What do you say? Paving or pathing? Probably pathing. Oh, paving. It's kind of combining two different words there. I really like having the wells in Dreamlight Valley all have their own little spaces. I think it's nice when you appear at a well for fast travel to just have its own little cute area and decorations. And I wanted it to kind of go to the entrance of the cave just in case I had yet even more quests there, because for Mulan we had some questing there, and I don't know, I just feel like for further Dazzle Beach questing things are gonna happen in there, so they like to reuse it, which makes sense. I mean, it's a good space, and I think it's a nice reminder of like a puzzle that we once did, since we don't have that many puzzles in the game. I think that's my favorite thing about Storybook Vale is just all the trials and puzzles we actually got to do. Not necessarily in the questing, but at least outside of the questing. That's been really fun. I have all of Storybook Vale unlocked, but I have not finished all of my quests with the characters. Now I'm trying to figure out what to do with this pool. I think at first I just didn't want to use it. I didn't know for sure how I felt about it, but now I'm really glad that I did use it. I think it looks really pretty, and it's a nice addition to the area. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think I've been really hard on my own decorating skills, but I love the greenery and kind of how, not natural everything looks, but like how well it flows together. I think my last version of the beach looked very stuffy, like very blocky. Things didn't really make a ton of sense, and there wasn't a lot of space to move around. And now it looks a lot more planned and open. I'm going in with these planks just because I think they look really good on the beach, and they're a nice way of doing some informal paving, just because I think the stone is a little too serious and urban for this more relaxed area. Now I'm trying to figure out how to make these beach chairs look like they've just naturally been placed down by villagers and just been moved over time with angling. Oh, I'm so glad we have angled placement. Like, I have to redo the whole valley now that we have angled placement. And Moana has a little seating area behind her house. I mean, she's a princess and she's known for being in a lot of the gatherings through questing. So I think it makes sense that she'd have a little seating area behind her house. I know the hammocks look really out of place right now, so I'm adding in some trees to make them seem like they're actually part of the landscape. And that's how I just strung up the hammock. So here I'm just doing some additional cleaning. And now I'm just putting Eric's castle out on this floating island so that we have some more space. Here I'm playing with the idea of just having this island near Skull's Rock be where the pillar is in the center, but then I thought about using the seaside villa. I think that's what it's called, because it's just so pretty and I think it looks really nice next to Skull's Rock. I thought about putting it by the garden, but there just wasn't enough room there and it looked kind of awkward. I really like the seaside villa. It wasn't the main reason I wanted to get that bundle, but now having it, I really like it. And now we're just getting some seeds to plant in our garden area. And of course we have to have a chest for all the seeds, so I just thought I'd put it there. Put some burlap bags next to it. Alright pals, are you ready to finally see our fully renovated Dazzle Beach? Let's go ahead and get going. We're going to start on this side. So we descend the stairs here towards Ariel's castle, looking at this lovely Dreamlight fountain and the coral benches around it. And to our right, hello Mr. Flinrider. We come to our performance area, past these palms. We've got our little stones here. Take a seat. Enjoy the view. Alright. Have a little sit with Flinrider. And then up we go. Down this way. Past these other rocks and our other rock spot. Past our little paddle boat swan. And over here to our market area. We've got our little picnic tables with the ice cream cart. And Stitch's ship and house. This little wagon out front. Our little seating areas. And our lounges. We've got Moana's house. And her little seating area around back. And of course over here we've got our seaside villa and rock pillar and the entrance to Skull's Rock. I might use some of the Dazzle Beach stones to create paths over here in the future and maybe do a little bit more foliage and landscaping, but for right now I like where it's at. It's very simple and understated. Then we come over here and And we finally have our little beach area with our hammocks, our surfboards, another ice cream cart, and our beach chairs. It does look a little chaotic, but I think that's that's okay for the beach. Oh, thanks, Flynn. Just what I needed to hear. And then over here we have our well area with our pool, our vacuum and entrance to the cave, and then we have our gardens. Over here we've got our corn and our sugarcane. We've got Eric's statue and our hammock. And we've got Maui, another seating area. Our tomatoes. And yeah, that's our Dazzle Beach. It didn't take super long to make. It's still pretty understated. It still could use some touching up here and there. But overall, I really like what I've done with it. Let me know in the comments what your Dazzle Beach looks like. And what you've done with it and what you think of what I've done with mine. But without further ado, that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Definitely chat with me in the comments. I'd love to share my love of the game with you guys. And please leave a like and consider subscribing. Bye, pals!